What rule was changed because of you? Mike, my mother's husband, had a strict rule about cleaning our plates. He'd serve us these portions adults couldn't finish, and stand over us until we finished it. You weren't allowed leave until you finished or vomited. This rule was especially terrible for me. You see, I had autism and a naturally low appetite, meaning a lot of the foods he served just didn't sit with me. But Mike didn't believe in texture aversions. He thought autism was just an excuse parents made up for badly behaved kids. There's no such thing as not liking food, he'd say, while dumping another mountain of shepherd's pie onto my plate. There's only ungrateful children who need to learn respect. My mom tried talking to him once. I heard them in their bedroom when I'd vomited after spending 3 hours at the dinner table trying to choke down Brussels sprouts. She suggested maybe giving me smaller portions or letting me skip foods that made me gag. Mike's voice got real quiet and cold. He told her if she undermined his parenting one more time, he'd leave and take his income with him. She never brought it up again. The dinner routine was always the same. Mike would pile food on my plate while giving smaller portions to everyone else. Then he'd sit at the head of the table and watch me specifically. If I paused too long between bites, he'd tap his watch. If I gagged, he'd tell me I was being dramatic. Once I threw up right onto my plate and he made me sit there staring at it for another hour as punishment for the waste. I started getting creative with avoiding dinner. I'd claim I had homework emergencies or suddenly remember school projects. But Mike instituted a new rule that nobody could miss family dinner for any reason. He even changed the time to 5:30 to make sure there were no excuses. The worst part was watching my mom. She'd sit there pushing food around her own plate with this blank look on her face. Sometimes she'd try to slip me smaller portions when Mike went to the kitchen, but he always noticed. He had this way of smiling that wasn't really a smile when he caught her. Things got really bad when I started having panic attacks at school lunch. The cafeteria smell would hit me and I'd just start hyperventilating. The counselor called my mom, but Mike answered and told them I was fine and just needed to stop seeking attention. After that, I started hiding in the bathroom during lunch. Everything came to a head at Mike's company dinner. It was this fancy thing at his boss's house, and Mike spent the whole week telling us how we needed to be perfect. He bought us new clothes and made my mom practice introducing herself. He was up for some big promotion, and this dinner was part of the final evaluation. The boss's wife served lamb with mint sauce and roasted vegetables. The smell alone made my stomach turn. Mike shot me a warning look as she put the plate in front of me. I tried to eat the vegetables first, but they were covered in some kind of herb butter that coated my mouth like film. "You need to try the lamb, sweetie," the boss's wife said, noticing I hadn't touched it. "It's my special recipe." Mike's jaw tightened. "She loves lamb. Don't you, princess?" I cut a piece and put it in my mouth. The texture was like chewing on a sponge soaked in perfume. My throat closed up. I grabbed my water, but Mike had taught us only one sip per meal at formal dinners. I forced myself to swallow and immediately knew it was coming back up. "I need to use the restroom," I whispered. "After dinner," Mike said through his teeth. The boss was telling some story about quarterly projections. His wife kept glancing at me. I could feel the lamb trying to reverse course. My hands started shaking. "Please," I mouthed to Mike. He ignored me and laughed at something the boss said. That's when my body decided it was done. I projectile vomited across the white tablecloth, hitting the boss's wife's silk blouse. Then I slumped sideways out of my chair and everything went black. Full story on channel linked below.